Mimi. Well, that dog over here, this dog, is a friend dog, but they fear Tommy, so that's why Mimi is not with us all the time as she were. Mimi and the other two, look, she's afraid of, but she's a friend, she's a brother. She's a brother, isn't it, Mursi? She's a sister, isn't it, Mursi? Is a sister, and this is I say Mila because of some Sonic character. Do you remember Sonic character? They love them. They love her too, Mila. But his real name is Luli, and the real name of this Mimi dog over there is Blanca. Well, I think this Blanca name is terrible because it's, and well, they're fighting because they don't know Tommy, and Mursi protects Tommy. Do you saw that? Mursi protecting Tommy, and that's it, folks. And I don't know if you saw another dog over there. That dog was, people call him Negro, but he's a black dog. I call him Peter because of Peter Touch. Is a Rasta dog. Rasta. Dreadlocks dog. Anyway, so this was the intro today, the intro of this show, of this episode. That was strange. Oh, Mimi came here. Yeah, I guess Mimi realized that Tommy is not cause no harm for females like her. What a nice surprise, Mimi. Well done. I used to came here with Mimi too. I guess back in that time when I hanging around with Mimi and Mimi and his friends. I was not here actually. I didn't came here. It was a very long time ago. And Mila is over there, look. In my opinion, Mimi is Cancer, just like me. In my opinion, Mimi is Cancer. Mursi is Taurus. Milu is, I'm not sure, maybe he is Pisces. Maybe Milu is Pisces. And Tommy maybe is Cancer too. So here we are, a Cancer pride. I'm talking about astrology, of course. The weather today is crazy. The only problem with this Mimi friends is that is Peter Touch, because it's a male. So if Peter came here, Tommy will fight him. He will fight Tommy, and that sucks. But anyway. Look who's still here, shaking around, shaking. Be cool, Tommy. Be cool with the ladies. The ladies. Milu wants to get free, but I'm not sure about. Well, I will free Milu because he didn't get stinky for a long time ago. Milu and Mimi and his friends and doggy dogs, and Mursi want to get free too. But you, Mursi, I don't trust you. You will get stinky, I know. I know, Mursi. No, Mursi. Can you see? That's the way Mursi asks for freedom. Just smiling. Well, Milu just run. Well, maybe No, Mursi, you will be here. Maybe we will face technical problems. The screen direction. Maybe I'm recording right now upside down. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But there it is. There it is. Finally. Bitter criticism. Bitter criticism with Mursi. All just me and Mursi. Milu probably stinky now. Milu just run away. Milu just run away from reality. We are very, very. Right now is very earlier. It's kind of 9 a.m., 9:30. So it's very early. I guess I wake up too early because I didn't. Yesterday I just. Ay, no, Mursi. Atrás, mira, Mursi. Yesterday I just. I just get home and sleep. I was watching some soccer, and well, the reality is that Chilean soccer will not recover from the golden generation. You know, Alexis Sanchez is still playing, but is the only good player. There's no more players. You know, soccer, just talking about soccer and sports, you have to take risks, you know, you have to make risky plays, and in order to make good plays, good risky plays, you should have talent. Maybe talent, maybe other thing, maybe I don't know. The question is, Chilean players after the golden generation, they are not so special. They are not making they are not playing well. But that's normal because historically Chile is not good at soccer, you know. As I see, there's always good players in Brazil, and maybe there are good players in Argentina too, but Argentina is not better than Brazil, I guess. But you know, I'm not into soccer. I don't even remember who is the. I don't even remember the fact that Argentina is the world champion. I thought about France. I don't care, you know. This player, Mbappe, I guess he's great, but I guess he's only great because of technology, you know. Technical conditions for soccer are so much better in nowadays. back in the 90s, in the 2000s, in the 90s, the conditions were not such as perfect as today. So the soccer players should be so much better, so much better. I guess the best example is Ronaldo Fenomeno. He started playing in bad conditions in the 90s and ended up in the 2000s. And when he ended up, the conditions were so much better. He could play even so fat, you know. I guess nowadays with this condition, with these technological conditions, Ronaldo Phenomena will be even better, because even for fouls, violence, you know. And well, such a long intro. China and Russia are taking cultural relations to the next level. I'm not sure this is from, no, this is from Pepe Escobar Telegram, but it's not Pepe Escobar, it's Laura Ruggeri, March 21, 2024. The comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries is running on high gears as they share common views on the necessity of supporting the emergence of a multipolar world order based on the principle of sovereign equality. This year, China and Russia mark 75 years of bilateral ties, and these neighbors have plenty of reasons to celebrate. As Chinese ambassador to Russia, Zhang Hanui, put it, Sino-Russian relations are experiencing the best period in the entire history of their development. Maybe, yeah, because before, in the ancient times, everybody used to fight, just fight. There was no relations, just war. In ancient, I guess. But nowadays, again, with better technology and better, I forgot, logistics, with better logistics, you can reach far places faster. And war, well, there's a limit to war, because war will destroy everybody nowadays with nuclear weapons. So people don't think much about wars as in ancient times. The comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries is running on high gears. The comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries is running on high gear as they share common views on the necessity of supporting the emergence of a multipolar world order based on the principle of sovereign equality. Their trade and economic ties are booming. The turnover soared by 30% in 2023, reaching nearly $23 billion. Infrastructure and logistics hubs are being built. Cooperation in science and technology is growing. Academic exchanges have intensified, and tourism is recovering after coming to a halt during the pandemic. Most importantly, there is still much scope for expanding and strengthening cooperation in all fields of human activity. The leaders of both countries understand that in order to realize the immense potential of this partnership, public support and people-to-people relations are crucial. A welcome step in this direction is the designation of 2024-25 as Russian-Chinese Year of Culture. Maybe, this is just maybe it's just I don't know, maybe just a regular celebration. Who knows? I hope it's true, but maybe this is just all this is because of the sanctions against Russia. Russian people cannot drink a crystal beer. Yeah, this beer is the best in Chile. It's the best Chilean beer, for sure. It's so soft. The leaders of both countries understand that in order to realize the immense potential of this partnership, public support and people-to-people relations are crucial. A welcome step in this direction is the designation of the 2-year project of cultural exchanges will kick off in May with a concert. Chinese and Russian folk instrument orchestras will play together, weaving threads of their folk traditions into some musical tapestry. A fitting metaphor of the king of relations of the two for the kind of relations the two countries are developing. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure because two orchestras playing folk music. Who knows? I hope the best. Cultural exchanges aim to foster a deeper and more nuanced understanding of each other's social identities, values, aspirations, and traditions, allowing social perceptions to reflect the present reality rather than be clouded by outdated stereotypes and misconceptions. Cultural cooperation, on the other hand, is a strategic concept. People work together to promote common interests or achieve common goals. It will be exciting to follow and review the progress of Sino-Russian cultural relations in the next 2 years and see how they move to the cooperation level. But before the official program starts, it might be useful to take stock of the past and present state of affairs and indulge in a few relations along the way. Stinky dog. As someone who has been living in a different culture over the past decades, exploring and studying several other countries for personal and professional reasons, I have come to the conclusion that the most enriching cultural experiences are those that through the encounter with another culture offer an opportunity to reflect on your own. The more varied the contrast, the greater the opportunities to learn. And China and Russia have plenty to learn from each other. First of all, the governments of both countries are determined to safeguard their cultural traditions and consider their history as the most vital, profound, and enduring wellspring of strength for progress. They are also aware that cultural diversity is at risk of being lost, and not only in the West, where the commodification, standardization, and dumbification of culture has led to widespread intellectual decay. Maybe, yeah, but in their countries too. American hegemony, and it's ideologically charged. Homogenizing mass culture is having a devastating effect everywhere. Maybe, yeah. You know, when I read this thing about knowing another culture make you think about your own culture. Well, I say that the Chileans I met outside Chile, they were terrible. I guess Chile is terrible. That's it. I guess there's nothing more to do. There's nothing left in this very country, you know? These people here is terrible. There's no hope for Chilean people. They are ultra negative. They are like toxic. Chilean people are super toxic. Understand? Super negative and toxic. More than negative, you know, they are toxic. They are mean. They are very mean. Yeah, I guess they have bad intentions, you know. They are demons, I guess. Yeah. They are demons. Chilean are super negative. Toxic. Anyway, that's what I realized outside. There are very few things to tell you about Chile. I guess even Brazilians are not that bad. Of course, Brazilians are off thief. All Brazilians are robber, but Chileans, they are super negative. Like if you hang around with Chileans, I guess you probably will die of cancer because they are too toxic. That's what I think about them. China and Russia have a common interest and motivation to join forces in this sphere, bolster their cultural sovereignty and support their cultural production, since it is either ignored, aggressively cancelled, or vilified by Western media. They recognize the need to seize the reins of discursive power and are keen to promote cultural pluralism as an integral aspect of geopolitical multipolarity in order to refute the universalist claims of Western liberal liberal culture. True cultural multipolarity is the opposite of the kind of appropriation and hybridization that led to the banality and sterility of contemporary Western culture. It's the fruitful exchange between cultures that have not lost their unique identity. The success of this cooperation will ultimately deepen the whole ecosystem of strategic partnership between China and Russia, because cultural exchanges don't happen in a vacuum. Ideally, the experience gained in a bilateral format will be shared with other partners and provide the necessary impetus to boost cultural cooperation within the framework of SCO. I always forgot about this. SCO, South China I don't remember. BRICS, Belt and Road Initiative, SIS, and EAU. Maybe, maybe. We know what I think? Maybe this Western postmodernism, I guess this Western postmodernism is just too I'm not sure. Maybe it's just too I will not say it's perfect or it's great, but looks like everybody desires it, you know? What I mean is that sometimes I see these people on the streets. There's videos on YouTube about Russia. Well, I never been to Russia or China, but what I think about this is that sometimes I see these uh, videos about these countries, about people on the streets, and I guess the West is so attractive to everybody, you know? I guess everybody desire the West. It's decadent, but is more how to say it? It's more interesting, you know? It's more interesting than classical culture, I guess. It's more interesting than folk roots, I guess. I guess people in Russia and China, they want to know more about, they want to be part of West. I guess in the future, maybe five years from now. Milu is eating shit. Ah, sale. Terrible dog. Milu eating shit. I guess Chinese and Russian people, you know, I don't know what they exactly mean about decadence, but definitely the whole world, all this folk stuff, maybe it's not enough, you know? Maybe what I think people should do is keep rational. You know, they are saying that Russian and Chinese people, they are going to nihilism or this West decadence. But you know what also happens is that rationality leads to communism, I guess, or to a better system, you know, a most equal system, revolution, you know, I guess, definitely in a in a unequal world. Definitely will be a lot of revolution because of inequality. Because of misery. So I guess and there's a lot of inequality in China and Russia too, so maybe this is a right-wing move, you know? This is a right-wing tendency. So maybe what they are doing is it's promoting repression, you know? All this maybe is just repression. It's like, well, they are trying to repress their people with traditions. I guess is what happened, maybe. The success of this cooperation will ultimately deepen the whole system of strategic partnership between China and Russia, because cultural exchanges don't happen in a vacuum. Ideally, the experience gained in the bilateral format will be shared with other partners and provide the necessary impetus to boost cultural cooperation within the framework. Yeah. It's worth pointing out that culture can be defined broadly as well as narrowly. You can look at You can look you can look at it as a system, a culture, a process, or as a text, a product, etc. Each approach will require a different strategy, level of investment, resources, and will involve different stakeholders. Even the organization of something apparently straightforward, such as a food fair, requires a high level of cultural intelligence. And this kind of intelligence must be cultivated. Success and failure of cultural cooperation depend on many factors, internal and external. But even when external conditions are optimal and the strategy is clear and underestimation of the complexity of culture, its interdisciplinary and high codified nature can be hamper the best efforts. To be effective, cultural coordination requires the selection of the right partners and consultants, and enhanced coordination between academia, government, and civil society, between various government departments, between the public and private sector. And since you can only appreciate something that has been brought to your attention and you have learned to understand, the media, both traditional and social, and the education system play a crucial role. It is also necessary to learn from past errors. The problem is, when it comes to cultural exchanges and cooperation, it's very difficult to measure success. Quantitative analysis only tells part of the story, often not the most interesting one. For this reason, goals and objectives should be set very clearly, and additional tools of evaluation employed. I don't think this is so interesting, but cultivating new audiences and new sensibility. The West's cancellation of Russian culture is not only the West's loss. It has become an opportunity for Russia and China to intensify their exchanges and strengthen their cooperation. Chinese audiences are enjoying a vast array of world-class acts, as Russian artists, musicians, theater and ballet companies have more time to tour China. Last year, the Mariinsky Orchestra, conducted by Valery Gergiev and Vladimir Fedosiev's orchestra, performed at the foot of the Great Wall in Beijing. Needless to say, tickets for all concerts were immediately sold out. In a recent interview, Gergiev said he hoped one day to lead an orchestra of young Russian and Chinese musicians. In China, interest in classical music is now stronger than in the West. It is said that 50 million people play the piano in the country, and well, any million people is a small number in China. Many play the piano in the country, and safe and state-of-the-art concert halls have been built in every city as part of China's urban development strategy. Russian pianist Denis Matsuev, who recently toured China for a month, spoke enthusiastically about his experience. It was simply amazing. In Shanghai, the audience listened to 5 concertos of Rachmaninoff in a row. The fans unbelievable. The concert was sold out. I was even assigned 2 bodyguards. So exuberant was the reaction of the public. Sometimes it felt like we were at a rock concert. I played mostly Russian classics, Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, Scriabin. In each city, I performed at least six encores. I played a total of 54 pieces. But even this wasn't enough. People craved communication after the concert. Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure about all this. I think it's not that great. I guess, you know, maybe it's not even true. I guess classical music is not that great. But who knows? Maybe it's just because I'm in the decadent West for sure. Right here in the West, in the global Southwest, people people make a religion of soccer. That's it. People, what people do is they spend the whole life in social media. They know a lot of celebrities. They watch a lot of sports like soccer and basketball, etc. And that's it. There's no more, and the rest is just exploitation, misery. I was listening to this podcast of this communist guy from Scandinavia. He was saying that, oh, the sun is on my face. He was saying that Volvo, the truck company, pays only nearly $400 a month in China for employees, and that number is kind of $3,000 in Sweden. And who knows how real life is. I will say for sure, life in Chile completely sucks. Life in Chile is a crazy experience. I will say that it's a bad experience because there's no opportunities of doing nothing. You cannot study, you cannot work. There's not much work. It's just informal works. There's the classes are too social classes are too separate. There's the inequality made. It's just like in India. There's a stratification. There's a stratification system of people. So society is complex. Of course, there's human rights, I guess, but I guess people is too different. And I was saying, there's a lot of abuse. So who knows where people is living. I guess people live better in China, even working just for only $400 a month, which is very few compared to Sweden people. I guess compared to Chilean people, that's better. I guess. Even for Chilean people. So yeah, I guess Chile is completely sucks. And all this stuff of classical music, classical culture, I'm not sure about if this is true and if that is good actually. I'm not sure if the future is classic. I'm not sure about nothing. Yeah, I'm just analyzing things I can. But all this thing is about the problems of Western, the decadence of Western. Yeah, for sure. there's a lot of decadence in the West, in the West civilization. Like people, as I was saying, they are addicted to sports. They are addicted to erotism, addicted to a lot of stuff, drugs, yeah, beer. But in the end, Milou is eating shit. That's the problem now. No, it's a very interesting article. I'm not sure if I'm gonna read to the end. It's time for my yoga. Then I will release the dogs. And I will have a conversation with Milou about eating shit. Maybe in Russia and China, people let dogs to eat shit. Why not? And just listen classical music. Maybe classical music is good, yeah, but I guess not all of the classical music is so great, I guess. But you know, I have a problem with music in general. I guess music in general is not great, you know. Music in general is just bullshit. Look, I guess no one really needs music, you know. That's the question. Uh, those dogs don't give in. Those dogs don't care about my yoga and my show. But I will release them. As always, I promise. Yeah, I guess any type of music is crazy. Like people may say this kind of Brazilian music is shit. People will say that this kind of music is ridiculous, but I like it. It's kind of tropical, you know. I like it. I want to listen this kind of music in Hainan. What about that? Not classical music, you know. I want to go to Hainan and make and just listen this in a bar, you know. Yeah, if I win lottery, I will take my Calypso records. I will download all the Calypso records in MP3, and I will head to Hainan, and I will tell the DJ, hey, put my records. And people will love it, and I will stay in Hainan forever. Hainan, yeah. Nobody cares about classical music in Hainan. This song is not so great. Not so great. What about Calypso in Hainan? Yeah, Calypso in Hainan. I'm gonna say this episode. Calypso in Hainan. Not classical music, you know, that's decadence. Yeah, that's my advice for BRICS cooperation. Play some Calypso in Hainan, why not? Forget about Fisherman, yeah. Tommy! Tommy knows. Oh, man. This kind of music is from the Caribbean music.